This book is called Animal Opposites. It's a nonfiction book. Lots of facts about different kinds of animals are presented in the book. Grace Mabie wrote down here the most interesting facts she could find about these animals, and Janice Kinnealy helped her by drawing the illustrations. The first animal here is the largest turtle. It's called the leatherback turtle. This giant turtle lives in the ocean. It is between 4 feet long and 8 feet long, and it weighs sometimes more than 1,000 pounds. A sea turtle cannot hide in its shell, not the same way that turtles on land do. Instead, it uses its powerful flippers to swim away from danger. And here's some of those animal opposites. We're going to learn about the smallest deer in the world and the largest deer in the world in what's called the deer family. The poodoo lives in South America. The little poodoo is just over a foot tall and weighs less than 16 pounds. Poodoo are very shy. People don't know much about them. What we know is known about the ones who live in captivity. The wild ones live in the forests of South America, where there are plenty of leaves and grass for them to eat. The largest member of the deer family is the moose. The most noticeable part of a moose's body, that's the antlers. Only males have them. They shed their antlers every winter and grow new ones in the spring. Almost everything about a moose is big. A moose can be up to 6.5 feet tall at the shoulder, and it can weigh as much as 1,800 pounds. They live in northern forests in North America. More opposites, the slowest and the fastest animals on land. A snail. Have you ever heard the saying, at a snail's pace? That means to do something very slowly. The speediest snail would take 5.5 days to cover just 1 mile. Some people can run that in less than 4 minutes. A snail's body is soft and moist, but the shell on its back is hard. When the snail needs to protect itself from enemies, it pulls itself into its shell and hides. A snail also stays in its shell when the weather is too cold or too dry. And the fastest animal on land, that would be the cheetah. The cheetah stalks antelope, gazelle, and other animals. The big cat creeps quietly through the tall grass, moving closer and closer to its prey. Then, in an amazing burst of speed, the cheetah races out of its hiding place and tries to catch the animal it's hunting. In these short chases, a cheetah can run more than 60 miles an hour. It's as fast as a car goes on the highway. It is the fastest animal on land. You might be asking, who's faster than a cheetah? That would be birds like eagles and falcons and hawks. They can fly very fast. More opposites from animals in the raccoon family. The giant panda. This animal is sometimes called a panda bear, but many scientists think it's actually a member of the raccoon family. Giant pandas are about 5.5 feet tall, weigh about 200 to 300 pounds or so. They live in cool, damp mountain forests in China. They eat a plant called bamboo. A panda's paws have a large bone on the side near the wrist. This makes it easy for the animal to grab the stems and leaves that it likes to eat from the bamboo plant. The smallest member of the raccoon family is the ringtail. Its long, thin body is just about a foot long, a little bit more. And its bushy tail adds another 13 or 17 inches, so 2 feet in length, tip of the nose to the end of the tail. A ringtail only weighs about 2 pounds. Ringtails can be found in the deserts and forests of western North America. They come out at night to eat lizards and mice. They also like to eat insects, birds, fruit, and nuts. Who is the tallest in the animal kingdom? That would be the giraffe. The tallest member of the animal kingdom can be up to 18 feet tall. That's like 3 men or women standing on top of each other. Most of a giraffe's height is in its 6-foot-long legs and in its neck, which is even longer. Its long neck makes it easy for the giraffe to feed on leaves, twigs, and fruit high up in the trees. Baby giraffes are tall too. A calf, that's what we call a baby giraffe, is about 6 feet tall, even when it's born. A marsupial is an animal that has a pouch. Wombats are marsupials, so are koalas, but the largest marsupial is the kangaroo. A marsupial has a pouch right on its stomach. Marsupials are very small and helpless when they're born. They crawl into their mother's pouch and they stay there until they are bigger. Adult male kangaroos are up to 7 feet tall and weigh about 180 pounds. A kangaroo's large, strong back and its legs help it hop very quickly, up to 30 miles an hour over short distances. You might be wondering what the largest animal in the world is. It's an animal that swims in the ocean. It's not a fish, it's a mammal. The blue whale. No animal has ever matched the size of the huge blue whale. They can measure over 100 feet long, and they can weigh more than 220 tons. But this giant animal almost eats nothing except krill, tiny little shrimp-like creatures that live in the sea. Even though blue whales live in the water, they breathe air just like we do as people. Blue whales are so big that they could not live on land. They need water to support the enormous weight of their bodies. When they have to breathe, they go up to the surface, they take a deep, deep breath, and they blow out their water, and then they keep on swimming. More opposites. Smallest bear, largest bear. The sun bear. We usually think of bears as large animals, but they're 3 feet long and weighs 60 to 100 pounds, kind of like a black Labrador. People who lived long ago thought the white or yellow marks on this bear's chest looked like the rising sun. This is how the sun bear got its name. Sun bears live in the forests of Indochina, countries like Thailand and other eastern countries. They sleep in nests high in the trees, and they come down at night. If a sun bear is the smallest, what's the largest bear? That's the Kodiak. A Kodiak bear is a brown bear that lives on Kodiak Island in Alaska. This huge animal can weigh more than 1,600 pounds and measure over 8 feet from nose to tail. Bears eat many different foods. They like animals such as squirrels and baby moose. They would eat them. Bears that live near rivers often catch a tasty fish called salmon. But plants end up being a bear's main food. Their long, sharp claws help them dig plants out of the ground. Do you know the name for the kind of animal that eats plants and meat? Because bears eat just about anything, they're a great answer to this question. They are omnivores. We know that the biggest animal is the blue whale that lives in the ocean. If we stayed on land and talked about the mammals, what's the smallest land mammal? That would be the pygmy shrew. Mammals are warm-blooded animals that breathe air, that have fur or hair, and nurse their young. We are mammals. Human beings are part of the mammal family. But we are much bigger than the pygmy shrew. This tiny animal can be less than 2 inches long, and it weighs half an ounce. Pygmy is a word that can mean small. so you can tell this animal is well named. Even though they are very little, shrews eat a lot of food. They spend almost all day eating. Their favorite? That would be insects. Insects are their favorite food. How about the largest primate? Is it the chimpanzee? Is it the orangutan? Is it the bonobos? Well, monkeys, gorillas, people, and several other mammals are all members of a big group called primates. At 5.5 feet tall and 300 to 400 pounds, gorillas are the biggest primates of all. In spite of their huge size, gorillas are very gentle. They live in large family groups and spend most of the day resting and eating plants. Let's learn about the heaviest snake, the anaconda. The anaconda is not the longest snake in the world. That would be the reticulated python, which can be 30 feet long. But the anaconda is the heaviest. Some anacondas weigh over 200 pounds and are as thick as a man's waist. An anaconda's large size helps it catch its dinner. It uses its sharp teeth to grab its prey, usually a young deer, a wild pig, or other small animals. Then it wraps the coils of its heavy body around its prey and squeezes it. Soon the animal dies because it cannot breathe. How about the largest spider? Is it a tarantula? Well, no. The bird-eating spider, called the Goliath bird-eating spider, lives in South and in Central America. These spiders really are big enough that they can eat small birds, and small mammals and reptiles, too. With its legs stretched out, a bird-eating spider can measure up to 10 inches long. Unlike most spiders, they do not spin webs. Instead, a bird-eating spider catches its prey by attacking it. Then the spider poisons the animal with a bite of its powerful fangs. More opposites. The smallest and the largest, rodents. The pygmy mouse is the smallest. Rodents are animals with large teeth that are good at gnawing and nibbling. They're mammals. Mice, rats, squirrels, and beavers, those are all rodents in the rodent family. The pygmy mouse is the smallest rodent of all. It's only about 4 inches long and weighs just about 1/4 of an ounce. Pygmy mice live in Mexico and southern Arizona and in Texas. They like to eat grass and insects. The biggest rodents look a little bit like hippos with fur. They're called Cappabara. These large rodents live in South America. They are up to 4 feet long and can weigh over 100 pounds. Groups of capybaras live near lakes and rivers. Their webbed feet help them become and stay very good swimmers. Capybara likes to eat grasses that grow in or near the water. Capybaras do not sleep all night the way people do. Instead, they take short naps throughout the day and the night. Let's learn about the largest and the smallest seals, more mammals that live in the ocean. The elephant seal is the biggest, and the ring seal is the smallest. Seals are good swimmers and spend most of their time in the ocean. Their flippers help them move through the water quickly and easily. Elephant seals are the largest of all the seals. They belong to an animal family called the pinnipeds. That means animals with flippers. A male or bull usually measures about 21 feet long and weighs about 8,000 pounds. Sometimes they even get bigger than that. It is easy to see how the ring seal got its name. Just look at its fur. This smallest of all seals is only about 4.5 feet long and weighs about 200 pounds. Its fur looks like it has ring marks all over it. Like all seals, ring seals eat animals that live in the water, mostly fish. But while larger seals eat fish and squid, the little ring seal feeds mostly on shrimp. Largest and smallest birds. Let's start with the ostrich. This giant bird is about 8 feet tall and can weigh up to 345 pounds. Its eggs are the largest of any birds, 6 or 8 inches long and more than 3 pounds in weight. That's as big as 24 chicken eggs all rolled together. Because the ostrich has small wings, it cannot fly. But its long legs make it a great runner. Ostriches can run up to 40 miles an hour. Can't catch a cheetah, but they can run pretty fast. Makes it one of the fastest members of the animal kingdom. Emus, cassowaries, there are some other big birds, but the ostrich is the biggest. The tiniest bird is called the bee hummingbird. This tiny bird is just over 2 inches long. That's almost 50 times smaller than the ostrich. Hummingbirds get their name because their wings hum as they move. A hummingbird's wings can beat as fast as 70 times a second. This helps a hummingbird hover or hang motionless in the air while it eats insects and drinks nectar from flowers. Most of us love these kind of fun facts about animals. It's not hard to find more if you search online. Here is one place with some information about elephants, whales, leopards, wolves, a few facts about rats, horses, giant Arctic jellyfish, locusts, hummingbirds. And there's a URL there, sciencekids.co, not .com, .nz, that stands for New Zealand. So people all around the world, even far away from us in New Zealand, they love animal facts as well. You can find your own, or you can use this URL to find some more. And thanks to the research done by Grace Mabie and the illustrations done by Janice Kinnealy, this has been a picture book of animal opposites.